Elon Musk. You either worship him as a genius or revile him as a madman. There is no middle ground. And that's exactly what makes his team at the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, like the meme coin, so fascinating for some, and so infuriating for others. 6 young boys, aged around 22 on average, working to audit a government. That's a first, and that's like a bit frightening too. Are they really qualified to scrutinize everything the world greatest power government does? I was thinking about that today because, I was thinking of my son. He's a fast learner. Every day I teach him Chinese and he's memorizing like stuff a lot faster than other kids, his sister included. And when I teach him, like not just Chinese, when I teach him something about blockchain, I don't have to tell him twice. He also has a thing with coding. I can see that when he plays Minecraft or take my old calculator to code some games in BASIC. In a few words, he's better than me when I was his age. We are not all the same. Some kids are indeed geniuses. At what they do, at least. That's a fact. I don't know if my son is a genius. As a father, I would like to think he is, but that's enough to impress me, at least, and to make me think. So yeah, we'll talk about that today. I wanted to speak about kids, and about those kids that are auditing the US government. But first, in the last video I told you I had a mission by my son a hat, because he also loves being outside here at the farm, and he's not just a nerd, so he needs one. But let's do just that. Let's find him a hat, as cool as mine at least. J'ai trouvé un elf. What do you think about this one?
Police, mettez vos mains là.
Not you should get a hat. Yeah, you have to get used to wearing it.
Oh, Toronto.
So back, yes, to the DOGE team. The first thing I want to say is they were, in a way, elected, validated. The concept was validated by the American people to do just what they are doing now. That's the context. When they elected Trump, and Trump then gave them a mission, what the American people want is results. Sure, they are young, but they are also the best data analysts in the world. And government spendings, it's like 100% data that need to be analyzed, nothing more, just numbers. They are just digging up the facts and giving us the numbers. So the third thing I want to say is it's all data. So there is no right and wrong, only math. It's like the market cap of a coin or the price of Bitcoin, whatever your opinion is, or my opinion is. It is what it is. The problem is a lot of people don't like DOGE because they don't like Elon. A lot of people don't like the DOGE team because they are different. A lot of people don't like DOGE because they are doing things a way that's different too. People think they should do things as we have always done them because we have always done that like this, But you can't hope for change, the result, without changing the process. So yeah, that was the context. Now let's talk about the kids, the young developers, the boys. Who are the members of DOGE? Those 6 boys I was talking about. Yes, they look like kids. They don't sleep a lot and they have strange nicknames. Alright, but they are not underqualified at all, at least as data analysts. One of them, Luke Farritor, won $700K helping solve the Vesuvius challenge a few years ago when he was even younger. So after that, he interned at SpaceX and ended up writing software for SpaceX rockets, and they are working very well, And guys like that, there are 6 of them. Kevin worked as senior software engineer at Databricks. Edward once used a non-governmental Gmail account to join a call with US General Services Administration, asking them to review their own code and prove the validity of their work, causing a lot of dissatisfaction among federal employees. This 19 years old has some nerve. We'll talk about him again later because of his nickname too, Big Balls. But yeah, he is quite qualified when we are talking about government stuff and code. Akash, he interned at Meta and Palantir. Ethan has its own AI company that won awards from XAI and grants from OpenAI. And then there's Gauthier. He previously worked as an engineer at Jump Trading, a company specializing in high-frequency financial trading and algorithms. That's quite the dream team. And that's the team that President Trump orders to audit this or that part of the federal government. They have missions, and they are taking them very seriously. The first missions were about federal government workers, USAID, the FAA, the Treasury, and lately the Department of Education and CFPB. But because of that, the DOGE team indeed found some bad things. They are here for that. Don't shoot the messenger. Yes, that's bad news. Yes, the US citizen tax money is getting wasted, but the people should be grateful. Of course, a lot of people in those institutions are now very angry, but us, the people, the American people, we know and we have to accept the facts. Things like before, the US government was paying for scholarships, DEI scholarships grants to Myanmar. And then there is NASA. They had a subscription to Politico, like traditional media. We talked about them. I did a video about Trump winning. Why did he win? And inside, we talked a lot about this problem with traditional media. And that's one of them. And this subscription from NASA was about like around 500,000 USD. That's a lot. And yes, there is USAID. This one is crazy. We could do a whole video about USAID. It's very fishy what they funded, like tax advice in Liberia. There are stuffs with vaccines, with like Bill Gates. And Bill Gates took a lot of his energy to try and defend USAID. Of course. But in the end, it was like wasting too much money. And they shut down the whole thing, because for USAID there is a lot. You can track everything on DOGE account. This systemic takeover is spreading at an astonishing pace, and it's more than 1 billion a day that is being saved for now. But it's not enough. More has to be done. The agency objective is to reach like at least 4 billion a day, because US debt problem is too heavy and interests on the debt are not sustainable long term. There's a website I like. I've been visiting it from time to time in the past. It's the US debt clock. You can see on this website the size of the US government debt. But just next to it, you can see the US government spendings. It's bad. Funny thing, lately they even added a small DOGE clock next to them. It's a bit funny. But I digress. Back to shooting the messengers. I want to spend some time on the fact that they have been doxed, the messengers, the people, the team. And then they have been exposed all over the traditional media. So there is some good news in that. It's great. It made some good content for me to share and discuss that with you, my friends here today, like in the garden. More content for me to share with you. Although doxing itself is not illegal, I understand that it could contribute to other problems like harassment, stalking, intimidation, or incitement to violence. Is the traditional media really trying to shoot the messenger here and trying to shut down DOGE to put some pressure on them? What do you think about that? I don't know about you, but that's strange. Anyway, what's done is done. Does it change anything now that we know who is on the DOGE team? Not a lot. On a good size, they are qualified. And we have now more transparency and the accountability in government spending that we need to have on one side. We also have like the members and the team and the people working on that on the other side. So I love that. I love transparency. And then we can see that these people, they don't like government bureaucracy. And here I want to share more about like this kind of problems. Yes, the government bureaucracy, government influence in the daily lives of people. We can see with the numbers of like the government employees that there are a lot of agents that are paid just to do just that, to control your life, to produce more and more laws and to enforce them. Otherwise, they just lose their job. So it's their job to control you. Isn't that crazy? And now if you want to change the color of your house, like paint your balcony, choosing your kids' education, you need to have a permit. You can see in California, they need to have a permit just to clean up their gardens. What? So yeah, I'm for more government transparency too, and for less government like implications in the citizens' daily lives. And as they are really data-driven, they will work a lot on savings, and the potential cost savings will be done with more efficient processes too. These pros, these positive aspects are really significant. On a less great side, there are some drawbacks, I think. they are young. Maybe they don't know the impact that they can have. Maybe it's too much, too fast. But we cannot just now see this impact. If it's too much, too fast, it will have some impacts in the near and less near future. And they are specialized in data management, coding, websites, stuff like that. So maybe they are not qualified to see, because they don't see the big picture. And they are young, they don't understand maybe the risks they are taking, or if there is some mismanagement or some corruption, or maybe they could do some insider trading or get some advantages like Musk. He has some advantages now that he is really near Trump. He wants to buy TikTok? Trump says yes. So yeah, there are some concerns about the team's experience and qualification, this tunneled vision they maybe have. It's not all great, but it's like life. Everything is about compromising. Make some compromise. There's a chopper over there. Let's wait for it to pass. Every day on the DOGE Twitter account, you can follow the results they are getting. Trump is keeping his promise. We can't say anything bad about that. It's also a proof that what they are doing, that we can do things differently. That's something really great to see. I'm thinking about the impact. They are using really not common techniques to have this impact too. When they play with the nicknames of the members, I was talking about Big Paul's news that was all over the traditional media. This doxing of the team members and these pseudonyms. What do you think about that? What do you think about all that? About the fact that some kids are auditing elderly career politicians, high-ranking officers, and at the same time are trolling traditional media? Tell me all in the comments. That's all for today. I have to get the pigs in the pens.
Tell us all in the comment, please.